Hey guys.
Chip,
Yes. Yes.
All right, go ahead, Flash.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, he's here. He's 39-6-1. He's the winner of 8 of his last 9, and that loss was a split decision. Mr. Ashley Theophane, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great, my man. I'm doing great.
Okay, now Ashley, first of all, I want to educate the fans about you. So I'm going to start with the very first question that a couple of fans have submitted. Your last name, do you pronounce the PH as F like Ashley Theophane?
PH, Theophane. Yeah, PH.
Theophane, okay.
Yeah.
Very good. And now I want to start out with some background information for the fans. Now, you're originally from London, correct?
Yes, I'm in UK.
UK. And now, how was life when you started out in London coming up? How can you give us just a little bit about how life was across the river?
Yeah, well, where I'm from in London, it's okay. It's like low unemployment. Like it's not real. It's not real nice where I'm from here. So hence, when I did come over to New York, I thought at home in Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Because it wasn't much money around and stuff. So where I'm from in like London, high crime rate. Like everyone's unemployed and stuff. That's normal. That's what I'm saying. I don't know how to describe it. It's normal. I come from a poor background.
Okay. And so you decided to come here. And now, when you first came to the U.S., Brooklyn, how was the adjustment for you? I mean, as far as the cost of living, the culture change, etc.
I kind of just landed straight into it. It wasn't really no big deal for me. The New Yorkers were all cool with me. Like, they adopted me and, were so welcoming. They made it easy for me. So when I went to leave the gym, it just kind of, I felt at home there. The coaches, the fighters, that they were all cool. So, Dimitri Salita, he used to fly me in some of his camps. And when I had camps, I used to fly in as well. And, like New York was like home from home for me.
Okay, no doubt. Now, then in 2011, you returned to London. You won the British title. Share your thoughts with the fans about how you felt coming home and winning it big.
That was, for me, it was a proud moment to win the British title because I beat a British boxer who was very dominant at the time, and I was world number 4, but I was the underdog, and it was just great to prove the doubters wrong. And I'm from like the UK, so it was a proud moment to be British champ.
Now, at that point, did you remain there to train because your next 2 fights after that were still in the UK, or was it back and forth?
No, I still used to come out to camp to New York. I was still, whatever fights I had, I always still done camps in New York. I used to go over, and it was only in 2012 that I wanted to change from New York, and then I went over to Vegas for 2 weeks, and then that's how I met Floyd, and then it just went, and then I came back in 2013, and then that's when I joined up with the money team.
Okay, now let me back up once again. About a year before that, you fought the current WBC welterweight champion, Danny Garcia, and Danny won a split decision.
Okay.
Now,
yeah,
your style, you had an awkward style that gave Danny fits. What do you remember about that fight, and do you think you won that fight?
I thought it was a close fight. A lot of fans, they tell me to say they thought I won by 2-3 rounds. like me knowing that I was fighting on like I was the opponent, and then I already know if it's a close fight that you're going to lose. So I felt that I'd done enough to win, but to me in my head it felt like the rounds were going back and forth. If I won a round, he would come back to win a round. So I thought there was nothing much in it. He's going on to do great things.
Okay. Now, let's fast forward to the present business at hand. This Friday evening in Washington, D.C., you take on Adrien Broner at the D.C. Armory. This fight is for the WBA World Super Lightweight title. As we are a couple of days away, what goes through your mind mentally? What thoughts go through your mind about this matchup?
I just think about the journey, the journey to get here. It's been a long, hard road. I had to earn everything I've ever, it doesn't seem because the close ones have always gone against me. So I've always had to put 110% into camp and stuff. And, some things are meant to happen. And, I'm proud that I've got this far, but at the same time, I still have a job to do on Friday, and the only thing I ask myself is to do what I know that I'm capable of. I had a great camp, and I just want to bring that great camp into the fight night, and then I'll be happy. Then I do that. I believe if I fight the way I've been sparring, I believe I'm going to win.
Okay.
So that's the pressure on me, just to bring that gym form to the fight.
Okay. Now, I saw an interview where you mentioned that you couldn't outbox Adrien, that you have to bring a war. You have to make it into a war.
Right.
Now, I'm going to disagree with that statement, and I'm going to tell you why. I contend that from the waist up, I think Adrien Broner is a defensive fighter. He's very top-heavy, but below the waist is where I think he can be beat. And now, I know you have 35-year-old legs. Nevertheless, I'm talking about circling and expending energy in a fight like, let's say, a Keith Thurman. I'm talking about subtle movement, like what Paulie Malignaggi did to Adrien, or what Winky Wright does.
I watched those. Those are the three fights I watched. Were the Sean Porter one, Marcus Maidana, and the Paulie fight. So those are the three fights that I focused on. Because Paulie to me outworked him. So Paulie outworked him. So I do believe I can do what Marcus and Sean did, but if I try to do that and I'm not strong enough to do it, I will do what he did and just beat him with punches. Because in sparring, the last 5 times I sparred, I either done 1,000 or just under 1,000. So it's in my tank to do the 1,000. I was doing it normally, so I can. And I think Paulie's done 880 in the 12 rounds. So I know I can easily hit that. I just have to do it on the fight night. So I'm prepared both ways to the plan A is to go in there and to outfight him. If that's not possible, then I can outwork him as well. So we have backup plans for for A and B.
Well, I think a style like Paulie or like a Winky Wright, I mentioned those two because they were very effective without a high KO percentage, a high knockout percentage.
Yeah.
I think that style gives.
Well, yeah, and Winky Wright is one of my best boxers. He had a beautiful jab. So I agree with you there. But that's what I'm saying. As Adrien said today, it's different. You can watch a man on the outside and judge him and say, you don't do that. But when you're in the ring with him, it's big, and you're like, oh shit, he's so much. I'm better. But I've shared the ring with Floyd. That's what brought me this fight, because Floyd saw things in me that he believed I could beat him. So that's what I'm saying. on my days, like me at my best, I believe whatever he brings, I believe that he is. And he's not stronger than the kind of kid I fought. He's not stronger than the monster. So I don't think he's got one-punch power. Like I face guys who are stronger than it, like Danny Garcia as well. So that's what I'm saying. Like he's saying he's going to stop me. These men have never come close to stopping me. So I don't see how maybe he's just trying to hype himself. So, but I don't see how he could stop me. I don't see attributes that he has. I don't see how it translates to him being able to stop me.
Okay, Ashley. I got about 10 more questions for you, but I know you just I know your schedule's tight right now, so I'm just gonna just ask you a couple more. Is there anywhere that fans can follow you as far as instant media, or as far as I should say social media?
Me on my Twitter and my Instagram. That's at Ashley Theophane, and then my Facebook is Ashley Theophane. They can like my page there.
Okay, and we're a couple of days away, Ashley. I went to Ticketmaster about a week ago, and the only seats that are remaining are the $25 seats. Very few of those are left. What do you have to say to all the fans out there listening in closing?
I think the fans who are going to be there, I think the fans are going to have a great night of boxing. From the co-main event's a great fight. My fight is a great fight, and I truly believe that we're April now, so this is going to be one of the best fights of the year so far. So I think they're going to be a great fight on the television, and they're going to be a great, like the fans who are actually there. They're gonna see a great fight as well. I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be good.
Okay, Ashley, thank you. Best wishes for you in your career, and we hope to get you back after the fight, man. Thank you so much.
Very much.
All right.
All right, awesome. Thanks, Chip.
Yes, sir.
All right, have a good one, buddy. We'll talk soon.
Yes, sir.
All right, Ashley, I'll call you right back.
All right, cool. All right.
And, folks, that was Ashley Theophane. That PH in Theophane is pronounced P as the letter F and not as the letter P. So it's not Theophane, it's Theophane. We actually had about a half hour worth of questions for him. I had a couple of good ones, but just to talk about the fight a little bit, the odds in this fight, I've seen them as high as 12-1, maybe even 14-1, and I think it's priced. I think the pricing is wrong. Now, those odds will become closer to. It might go single digits, maybe 9-1, 7-1, specifically because of the situation that happened with Adrien Broner about a week ago. The warrants that were served for him, and excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, my voice is just almost gone. It's that winter to spring weather change that gets me every year, so I apologize. It's a good fight. It's going to be a sellout. I think the sellout has. I think the fight in Washington D.C. and this sacrificial lamb that some think of that Ashley is a test market to see if Adrien Broner can still draw big time fans. I don't think that's the problem, especially in Washington D.C. where he has a bit of a following. I truly believe this is an underlier. You had a Golden Boy card earlier this month. You have a Mayweather card later in April, and then on April 1st you have Broner Theophane. And I think that there's a new MGM being built. It may even be finished. or it's due to be finished in 2016. I think this is just a litmus test or a test market to see how things are going to play out. And then when that new MGM opens, we're going to have, I fall short, I'll stop short of calling it Las Vegas East. But as far as boxing is concerned, that new MGM it's going to be a great venue. And it's right in the middle of where National Harbor is, which is a great place to visit, and of course our nation's capital. So it ain't exactly Uncasville, Connecticut, is what I'm saying, fans. So when fans go to see a big fight, especially your casual fans or your crossover fans, they want to see an event, not just go somewhere and there's nothing else but the venue, and then they just attend the fight and go home. They want to come 2, 3, 4 days ahead of time, and Washington, D.C. offers that, New York offers that, Las Vegas offers that, Los Angeles offers that, and so this is D.C.'s shot. A few years ago they had Amir Khan come to fight Lamont Peterson. That sold big time. Then there have been some other fights. The Golden Boy card did okay, did pretty good. This fight is pretty much a sellout. I'll check Ticketmaster again. And then later in April, Badou Jack defends against Lucien Boutte. So that should be a good test, where you have two guys who don't really have any ties to Washington, D.C., to see how it's sold. The thing that you want to do as a promoter is put these DMV fighters on the card, also on the undercard. DMV meaning D.C., Maryland, and Virginia. That's a bit of a hotbed right now for boxing. So if you add them, you're going to sell tickets. Washington, D.C., they do support their fighters. So we'll see. Adrien Broner is the clear favorite on Friday. And but I think that if Ashley fights a fight where he's moving a little bit, maybe not expending as much energy as Keith Thurman, he could be a problem. He could be a problem for Adrien Broner. Not saying he's going to win. I'm not saying he's going to lose either. I think it could be ebbs and flows, and it can be an ebb and flow type thing where Broner's doing his thing, and then Ashley's stealing a couple of rounds here and there by outworking him, and then we may go to the wire. So, be that as it may, once again we want to thank Ashley Theophane for joining us. Also want to thank Mr. Tim Smith for facilitating this interview, and definitely Mr. Andrew Roberts, who you might have heard on the line when Ashley was hanging up. So definitely want to thank him. Great communication with Mr. Smith, Mr. Roberts. I appreciate everything you did. This interview was supposed to happen last week, and then the Broner news came through, and I didn't think we would get Ashley until after the fight, but we got him in. Didn't get all of our questions, but we appreciate the time that he did give us. Literally 2 minutes. 2 minutes ago, they had the press conference in Washington, D.C., and he just jumped on the phone with me. So, people are doing their job. The fighter did their job. The folks connected with the fighter did their job. I did my job, and we'll try to bring you some more coverage in 2016. This fight, and we'll be at the Thurman Porter for sure. We'll definitely give you coverage, and even the fights we don't attend. So check us out, and I'll leave some Twitter information. Actually, you can follow us at The Fight Journal. You can you can watch our videos on YouTube or go to thefightjournal.com. Check out our videos and also our write-ups, and also boxing247.com. Formerly East Side Boxing, now it's Boxing 247, and on occasion BoxingNews24.com. So until then, this is Chip Mitchell signing off, and make sure you guys watch the fight. It's on Friday. The televised portion starts at 9 p.m. live from the D.C. Armory. Ashley Theophane versus Ashley Treasure Theophane versus Adrien the Problem Broner on Spike TV, 9 o'clock Eastern. Also on the card is Gervonta Davis, DMV fighter. Definitely want to check him out. The co-features features Robert Easter Jr. And also on the card is J. Leon Love, Anthony Peterson, hard-hitting Damon Nicholson. Damon, the best at it, Nicholson. And I'm not sure. I believe Gervonta Tank Davis, Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s protege, he'll be on the televised portion, Robert Easter. And maybe if the fights move along quickly, we may get to see some other guys. I'm interested in that J. Leon Love fight. He fights a guy named Michael Benga, and Michael Benga's record is 21 wins and 24 losses. But I'm telling you, on any given night, if Michael Benga's on, he's on. And so you have to. He's been around the world, seen it all, and we'll see how that plays out. Until then, once again, follow us at The Fight Journal on Twitter. Check us out at thefightjournal.com. YouTube page is The Fight Journal. Please subscribe. And also, we're featured from time to time on boxing247.com and boxingnews24.com. Thank you.